Front Page MMA brings you the Front Page Podcast, featuring Ross, Matt, and Cauley.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Front Page Podcast. It's a massive milestone for us, episode 10. Joined today, as always, by Matt and Cauley. Hello everyone.
Hello Ross.
Shower down mic inside.
Got the old band back together.
Legions of listeners.
Legions upon legions of listeners. So, it's been a long time since the last one. We've had 4 pay-per-views and countless fight nights.
It's been the difficult 10th album.
Yeah, has that. So I think for easiest place to start is on the event that just happened there.
There was an event.
It's somewhat of an event.
I do not recall an event.
I think it was fine. It was fine, yeah. In the end it was fine.
Yeah, it's one of those cars that looks absolute dismal on paper, but then performs quite well.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can't argue with the prelims, can you? Knockout after knockout.
Yeah, and then Marab came and ruined everything.
Yeah. Well, typical Dagestani. Oh, he's Georgian, isn't he?
Yes, Georgian. That's actually racist.
No, it's not. They're all from the Caucasus.
I'm not going to say that as to the current climate. To be quite careful. So obviously Cynthia Calvillo beat Jessica Ai in the main event. Looked not without too much bother.
It wasn't much of an event really, was it? The fight, the main event.
The biggest talking point was Jessica Ai missing weight. That was kind of the main thing about that fight.
Yeah, and it was kind of a bit controversial, wasn't it? Because people were saying that she was actually 3 or 4 pounds overweight and she was pinching a towel.
Yeah, it was Calvillo that said that. Apparently they got a text from the Ai's coaches saying she was like 4 pounds over, or 3 pounds over, I think it was.
Yeah, and also Jojo Calderwood said that she heard that she was 4 pounds over, and they had a little spat on Twitter about it.
Yeah, so it takes a lot to, like, Calderwood doesn't really argue with anyone.
No.
So it takes something special.
But I think, I don't know if I've known, even with all these people like Masvidal and Conor and Khabib and all those people that have got so many people that hate them, I don't know if I've known anyone as hated as Jessica Ai. Everybody hates her.
I actually feel quite bad for her. It's making me feel sympathetic.
Only because so many people are against her. It's like you feel like someone's got to defend her, but she hasn't got anything to defend really. The amount of things she said in the past about, I think it's just lazy if you miss weight, or it means you don't care and all that, and then she does the same thing.
I think it's sort of a number of things. Go on, Cauley.
I think the main problem with her is she's proper annoying. Like, let's not beat around the bush. She's just proper annoying.
I think it's a number of things, like from the wearing the bulletproof vest before the Shevchenko fight, and then the whole chanting, the "Here we go, evil." A lot of things.
It's just too corny. Like, I don't mind her in honesty. Like, I think she's a good fighter, but she's just so corny. Can't handle it. Too much for Chesney.
Well,
I don't think she's gained many fans this weekend, to be honest.
Nah, definitely not. Well, Calvillo anyway, that kind of must put her at the top of the strawweight. Is it strawweight? Yeah, strawweight.
No, yeah, no.
See, that just shows how...
It was flyweight.
Flyweight, yeah.
So she's the problem with that, the flyweight division is just as shallow as the bantamweight division is. The champions are so far ahead of everyone else, it's unreal.
I think the best thing for like all the female divisions is for Shevchenko and Inez to just retire and let some less skilled opponents hold the titles. Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, I don't know how old they are exactly, but I mean, those two could just keep their belts as long as they wanted them. I mean, they don't even have to, probably don't have to do a full camp, and they'll still come away with the belt afterwards.
I do want to see Nunes Shevchenko again, even though Dana White's not a fan of the idea.
Yeah, it's difficult because obviously Nunes can fight 20 pounds heavier than Shevchenko does, so it's when it's 125 versus 145. I know Nunes is normally a 135, but I don't know how well Shevchenko would do at 145, for example. So she's obviously a much bigger person.
Well, it's safe to assume
Shevchenko is.
it would happen at bantamweight, obviously.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of folks think Shevchenko won the second fight. I don't know about the first,
Yeah, they do.
but quite strongly about the second fight. So a lot of people want to see that again. I don't know why Dana saw against it.
Well, I think Shevchenko is probably better than she was then as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But then, probably so is Amanda.
Yeah, but aye.
But I mean, I think overall I prefer Shevchenko. I think she's just on another level in terms of martial arts ability and skill. I think she's amazing.
Is she a spy?
Oh, well, probably. I mean, she's probably the head of the Russian International Spy Organization.
Probably one of my favourite sort of MMA nutcase opinions. That Shevchenko's a trained spy to infiltrate the USA.
Yeah, even though she lives in Peru, because
Yeah, it's an odd one.
Yeah. I don't know if she's ever been invited to the White House. Maybe she's waiting for that Champions invite that Colby got.
Possibly, but that kind of sums up how interesting the main event was, that it turned into Shevchenko's spy talk. The co-main event, that the madman that's Marvin Vettori actually got in the cage eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I was very pleased that he won.
Yeah,
He looked good.
Yeah, he looked alright. Yeah, to be fair,
Looks
against
alright.
someone who was 6 pounds heavier than him at the weigh-in.
He is still convinced though that he's the real middleweight champion because he got a split decision against Adesanya.
Well, you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah. Where do you think he sort of
don't-
stands?
Oh, what? Sorry.
Where do you think he stands now? Like, do you give him a top opponent or somewhat of a top opponent next?
No,
I wouldn't
I
say
think
so.
I'd like to see him kind of against maybe a rematch against Carlos Jr., Antonio Carlos Jr., or maybe like Jocko.
I saw
Yeah,
someone
that's a nice
say
fight.
someone said Tavares on Twitter.
Yeah, not a bad fight either. But somewhere in that like 10 to 15 bracket, I think.
Yeah.
And just kind of in a similar situation to like Sugar. Just that kind of, he needs a 10 to 15 and then get him in the rankings properly, and then, then a couple of wins and he's close. But I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to be good enough to get a title shot.
He was getting an awful lot of sort of criticism for saying that he took a kind of autistic approach to his training, but I don't think that's something that he should really get that much hassle for. I mean, poor choice of words, but you know what he meant. He was just laser focused on his routine and his sort of training regimen. I don't think he meant anything bad by it.
Well, you can give him a bit of leeway over, the language barrier and stuff as well, can't you, I guess?
Yeah, but I think that's kind
He
of
lives in
unwarranted.
America, but, he's, I see what he means, that with the same sort of thing as you do. I see that he's what he means, and he didn't mean to offend anybody necessarily.
Yeah, definitely not.
But, I think he's got a long way until he gets to Adesanya levels of talking crap in the media.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see them fight again, because I'm not sure that he'll get to that level.
Yeah, I'm doubtful,
No.
but it depends. We've not really seen properly how good he actually is, so over the next few fights, we'll look if he's actually elite or not.
I mean, you get to that sort of top 7 or 8 in the middleweight division, and it's an absolute shark tank.
Definitely.
I'm just looking at the top 8. I'm literally just looking at it now. And I don't think Vittori's going to be anyone in the top 10. Maybe.
What have we got? Hermanson, number 9 or something like that. 8 or 9. You wouldn't beat him.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, he's a top level fighter. He's a top in the middleweight division level, probably. So,
Giving Brad Tavares, that'll be a good fight.
Who about Edmund Shabazian? I mean, I know
Brunson's
he's fighting Brunson, but
yeah,
how do you reckon that'd go?
I reckon Shabazian would win.
Cauley, we're echoing again, boy. But, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Shabazian.
It would be a good one. It would be a good one for Edmund on the way up.
Definitely. Oh, Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall's sitting at number 10. Give me Uriah Hall.
Yeah, he'd probably win that.
Yeah, I like that one actually. Give Vittoria with Uriah Hall.
As long as he doesn't catch one of those incredible knockout kicks.
Yeah, in his locker anyway. We had Andre Feely. He was the next kind of fight down the card. He beat Charles Jourdain. He said that he's kind of sick of being seen as an ordinary UFC fighter. And he wants a big name opponent next to kind of push him.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
He is kind of ordinary.
He is quite, yeah.
I can't really say much more than that. I mean, he is kind of. I don't know if we give him a top fighter. Fair enough that he wants them, and great determination and ambition and everything. But he'd probably lose.
I mean, I saw one of our followers on Twitter recommend that they give him Jeremy Stevens, but I think that's a kind of a murder waiting to happen.
On which side?
In favour of Jeremy Stevens.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Jeremy Stevens is past it now.
I think he's past it, but he's probably still knocked Feely's head off. I like Feely, don't get me wrong, but I just think, I don't know if he's ready for like the end of the division.
Yeah, well, I suppose he's he's getting on a bit, isn't he? He's nearly 30.
Yeah.
He's not like he's a prospect anymore, so. Yeah, I don't know. Give him a go. It'll be a good fight either way.
Definitely. I mean,
or at least action-packed anyway. However long it lasted.
I'd like to see him do well, but I don't see him ever kind of competing with the top end. I think he'll be a kind of top 10, top 15 fighter, kind of for eternity.
Is he one of the city kickboxing guys or not?
I don't think so. Did not Shane Faber?
Oh yeah, I got him mixed up with someone else. Never mind. But yeah, he's with Faber, and I kind of, I like his nickname. No, not many people do.
No, it's definitely it's a top 5 nickname for me. It's definitely up there.
It's a belter, innit?
Yeah. So
I don't know if he's gonna go. I mean, we're looking at. I mean, if we say it, I said it with the middleweight. Featherweight is another division just full of killers.
Divisions are quite good at the moment, to be fair. Kind of across the board, there's a lot of kind of divisions are quite stacked in general at the moment. I think.
Yeah, definitely from at least 185 down to 135. It's
yeah, definitely.
Completely chock full of people who could win the title on any given day.
Well, just kind of flying through the cards, I kind of got into other stuff. Merab, he looked really good over the Combate. However you say that, champ Gustavo Lopez called out Sean O'Malley.
Combate Americas, yeah. He's no, I like them because I like Campbell McLaren. He's really active on Twitter and part of the MMA Twitter community.
I like him because he followed me, so it made me happy. He gained my favour.
Not when he followed you, forget that, but when he followed me. But he's a good guy, and it's quite it was interesting to see when he announced it, or when they announced that Lopez was going to be fighting. And he put on Twitter that he's still under contract with us, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. I thought about getting Campbell McLaren on the podcast, kind of reaching out and see if he'd be up for it.
I reckon that's a good shout,
An
it's not even
chat.
just that. I mean, we can talk about the fact that he was at UFC 1, and he wants to, like, one of his greatest wishes is to get rid of weight classes.
Yeah,
it'd be really interesting to see what his thoughts about MMA and what it should be versus what it is now, and what it was like to go to those events back in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Actually, I don't know why I've not up to this point, but I'll see if he's up for coming on, having a chat.
I mean, also combat is massive. It gets bigger viewers numbers in America than Bellator does by far.
Yeah, did they not?
And it even beats some of the lower fight night cards for numbers.
Did they not put on Alberto Del Rio versus Ortiz recently? Did that happen again? Did that end up happening?
That did happen, yeah. And maybe the less said the better. But they ended up making it like a no result or something, and then they reversed it again and made it an Ortiz win again. So I don't really know what's going on, but it didn't seem to make much of a dent in the MMA world when that happened, to be honest.
Nah, I mean, the fact that it completely flew under my radar.
Yeah, considering it was like last year as well.
Exactly. So back to sort of Merab, we called out Sean O'Malley. What do you think of that?
I like it. Yeah.
I like it as well.
I think that'd be a good challenge for O'Malley. I'm not sure that'd be easy at all. I think it's a pick 'em.
I don't fancy O'Malley in terms of the matchup, stylistically.
Yeah, I think we could see him lose his out on that one.
I might be biased though, because I've kind of loved Merab since I saw him on Looking for a Fight. And I kind of love anyone coming out of Serra Longo anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're a good bunch. But
Yeah.
also, I think O'Malley's been he's turned into a bit of a tit, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to go for the
Since
sort of Cejudo blueprint. Just,
Well, maybe he needs to fill in the niche since Cejudo retired.
I mean, did you see the picture he put on? I don't know if it's Instagram or Twitter, but he'd photoshopped himself into the champ in the
I
rankings.
I did I did see that. Yeah.
A long way away from that, that's for certain.
Yeah, I think most of those top guys would see him
I mean,
see him off.
when you beat an Eddie of Ireland and proclaim yourself the champ in 2020, it's not really a Wineland win doesn't really carry the same kind of importance as it did back in the day.
No, it's not quite the same as finishing off Sandhagen in a round, is it?
Exactly. So if you keep going down the card, that's us kind of down to the first three fights in the early prelims, and we've got the knockout, one after the other. So Julia Avila was the last one of the three knockouts. They beat Gina Mazzani in like 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was pretty full on. She's got quite, she looked powerful.
yeah, I'm not seeing what's next for her. She did kind of
I don't
steamroll.
know.
It was a complete sort of. It's one of those ones where I think when the opponent felt the power, I was like, nah, I'm
Give
out.
up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
But she came into it quite late, didn't she? As far as I remember, into the fight.
oh yeah. I think I'm not sure actually to be honest. But Tyson Nam knocked out Adeshev. That's probably my favourite of the three. The
Yeah,
early
she was
knockouts.
supposed to fight Carol Rosa back on the original Overeem Harris card, and it was cancelled.
Oh right, okay.
So I rearranged the fight against Mazzani, but it was kind of it's below her level really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. You could pick and choose anyone in that sort of top 5 to 15, and she gives me a good fight, wouldn't she? So
Yeah, definitely. She looks scary. Yeah, so we had Tyson Nam at catchweight fighting Zaruk Adeshev. I think you say that.
yeah,
that was the best knockout by far. He like flattened him.
I was kind of surprised that it happened so fast. That one, I'll be honest.
32
I
seconds.
don't know why. I just thought it would go a little bit longer. I mean, but yeah, I was happy to see it. It was good, and I like Tyson Nam.
I like Tyson Nam as well. I think if we're going to try and talk about Adeshev, we need like Hank Dillon. He'd probably give us his life story. Hank Dillon would know like
yeah.
everything about Adeshev.
Yeah, well, let's yeah, they probably know where he was born and everything.
Who his
What
parents
time,
were.
what hospital. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so the first fight in the card was Christine Aguilera, who defeated Anthony Ivy. Cue the Christina Aguilera jokes.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, I did double take when I saw that Christian Aguilera was being added to the card.
I think
When I
everyone
saw
kind of
that,
did, to be honest.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there, and then obviously I just read it. But yeah, I'd not heard of him, and obviously, good for him.
Yeah, they were both making a debut, both Anthony Ivy and Aguilera in that event. Ivy was obviously... See, it was a weird one for Ivy, because on like, last week's event, he was meant to fight Gerald Meerschaert because of a coronavirus positive test, but it all turned out to be fine, and then he was off the card again. So it was good that they gave him a second chance, but still
Do
didn't
you
really work
wonder
out
how
too
it
well.
would have been if it was the original plan?
If anything, you'd expect it to be better, the way it turned out, because they got an extra week of preparation and training instead of just being chucked in against Meerschaert the week previous.
Yeah, it's kind of people still kind of, I don't know. Do people think he was the favourite? Ivy, I mean.
I don't think so. I wouldn't say so.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not sure I know much about either of them.
I don't either. I just know Ivy was a regional champion for a while, then got, but it's not really turned out too well. Well, that's kind of UFC on Vegas too. So next week,
Yeah,
this
well,
Saturday coming-
maybe we won't talk about that one ever again.
Yeah, let's just brush that.
It's
under
not
the
one
carpet.
that'll go down in history, but it was fine. It was like I said on a thing on Twitter that it was like a C plus kind of card in the end.
It kept us
In
going.
terms of
Well, the card coming up this Saturday is far better on paper anyway. There's some really good fights next week, headlined by Curtis Blaydes and Alexander Volkov.
And what's the hashtag for this one?
Probably UFC on Vegas 3.
UFC Vegas 3. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm difficult. I don't know about this one because people obviously feel good about Blades, but I also like Volkov. So
I can
I'm
see the
not
Blades
sure.
first round TKO coming.
No, someone reckoned Blades would beat DC, and I'm just like, what? Are you serious?
Nah, that's a ludicrous remark.
So no, I'm not into that one. But it is a good. We've got Burgos and Emmett and Miller and Roberts, and it's good. It's definitely a lot better. They probably, I mean, you get people like Dana White was talking about. We all love to watch fights. I mean, it doesn't it's not a shit card. It's fights.
Yeah.
So you should be watching them all. And,
you would say that though.
Yeah, but it's it's an excuse to put on a poor product, though. Really, it's like you should just be glad there's fights. Yeah, to an extent that is true.
Take what you're given
But,
and be thankful for it.
Yeah.
So keeping with front page podcast tradition,
Yes.
Lyman Good fighting Bilal Muhammad, who Lyman Good saw him at UFC 244.
What did you go?
I did actually go. I was there. And
Oh, you did. Yeah, you were there. Where was that?
New York, Madison Square Garden.
I don't remember it.
Diaz Masvidal.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent.
You were there, were you?
I was actually there.
You should remind me more often.
I think I might need to. But he did actually look really good. I remember he got he was like the first finish of the night. It was only like the second fight of the night, but it was the first finish. He beat that Chance Rencounter. He definitely has power. He's fighting Bilal Muhammad, who a lot of folk are quite high on.
I don't know about Bilal. He seems like a good guy, but he's a bit hit and miss to me. I can't decide whether I think he's very good or not. So I would probably think it's a good chance for good.
I mean, he's coming off. He's on a 2-fight win streak at the moment. He beat Curtis Millender, who's definitely a top fighter, and then his last loss is Jeff Neal. So there's not really much shame in losing to Jeff Neal at the moment.
No, Jeff Neal it's a shame we haven't seen him again more recently because he's something else, and I like him a lot.
So has he fought since Jeff Neal fought since what's his face, Nico Price?
It was Price, wasn't it? I think that was the last one.
Did they fight? I've got a weird memory of him fighting Luki. Did that happen? No. Am I making that up?
I know you're making it sound like we don't know shit.
It's in my head. I'm like, did they fight Vicente Luki? I don't know.
No, he didn't. He fought Perry.
Oh right, okay. I don't know where
He
I got
fought
that from.
it was 245.
Yeah.
He beat Mike Perry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mismatch, to be honest.
Which is always good to see Mike Perry get knocked out.
Actually, I used to be a really big fan of his when he first came on. See when he knocked out Ellenberger with that big elbow, that big step and elbow right then. That was amazing, but he's been a bit of a dickhead since then. Would I still love to have him on the podcast and interview him? Definitely, but he's a bit of a dickhead.
Of course, people would listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Bilal's always been pretty good, and I've liked watching him. I think. I mean, he took Jeff Neal to the decision, so
yeah,
he's fine. I think he's got a lot of wins in the UFC. He's been here for quite a long time though.
He has.
And hasn't really moved up so much, but he's doing all right. I like him, and he's a good guy.
So we've got Jim Miller and Roberts. I'm quite interested in that fight. Obviously, Roberts beat the Native American Brock Weaver. There we go.
Just a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm just losing. I'm forgetting everything tonight.
So many of the fighters are having a really quick turnaround and getting back on.
I like it though. I really like it.
Yeah, it's good. Some of them are putting themselves at a disadvantage, so I think. I mean, they have to take the fight because it's worth it for them. But they're going in like a higher weight class. Like Kelleher came back, went up to 145 for one fight, and he ends up losing.
Starts Hunter Raza. They have 2 fights.
Sorry.
He starts Hunter Raza.
Yeah.
And then who's it he fought there? Cody Stamen. That was that one.
Yeah, that was a really good performance from Stamen, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kelleher, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he gets back on track next time. But so Roberts, I'm glad he beat Weaver, to be fair.
Yeah,
But
of course. Yeah.
I also really like Jim Miller, so I'm kind of have got a bit of a toss up here. I love watching Jim Miller fight.
Is it
So
good? Yeah. There's lots of good people on this card. Lots of entertaining people. You got Clay Guida's on there, and Frank Camacho's on there. Got Roxanne. Roxanne is always good for some entertainment,
yeah, she's a bit of a
whether
fan
that's
favourite.
sort of in the cage or outside of it. But it's Lauren Murphy has done a quick turnaround, and the same with Courtney Casey as well. She fought very recently as well, didn't she?
Can you offer like any insight into as to why Lauren Murphy was like? Did you catch that? There was like a poll of who should like lead a fighters union, and Lauren Murphy was like one of the top names there. It kind of caught me off guard. There was like obviously the like obvious names like McGregor and like Cerrone and stuff, but Lauren Murphy was up there as well. I was like, that's a weird one.
I don't really know. I don't know what she does outside. Maybe she's got some sort of
Legal
maybe she
stuff.
does some work outside in that kind of
Just really quite
area.
curious. Yeah, strange. But, so anyone else on this card worth talking about? No disrespect intended.
Well, there's Emmett against Burgos.
Yeah, I like that one. In fact, funny you should say Shane Burgos. He fought in 244 as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, actually,
Did you go?
I was there.
I don't know why you talk about it so much.
In fact, I saw Shane Burgos the night before. Like me and my girlfriend, I like forced her to like hover around the fight hotel for like ages, and then we just caught him like entering after the weigh-ins. But he looked like he was kind of dying, so I didn't want to go over and talk to him or anything. I thought he'd just like punch me in the face.
Oh, you should have done like that. Like, did you see on Twitter that guy who videoed Aljamain Sterling in the swimming pool?
Yeah.
It's like, just go and say hello.
Funny you should talk about Aljamain Sterling. I actually did go and say hello to him and have a picture with him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where was that? New York?
New York, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, what a time that was. What a time. But yeah, Shane Burgos, Josh Emmett, it's a really good fight actually. It's a co-main.
Yeah, that'll be a barnstormer, I hope.
That's a bit of a kind of
Emmett will
pick 'em as
probably
well.
get beaten to death for 3 rounds, and then at the last second he'll knock him out.
Yeah, just uncock a massive like overhand right.
Yeah, but it's
Emmett's
nice to
a bit-
see though.
Yeah, Emmett's quite 50-50, I don't know, and like he's a strange one to kind of predict.
I mean, I don't know if I'm putting. I think there was some controversy after he did that when he was beaten for the whole fight. I can't remember who he knocked out, but he knocked him out at the last second. And then he was complaining, I think, that he didn't get performance of the night. I was like, well, you've just been battered the whole time. I don't.
True.
But yeah. But I mean, it's not about that. I mean, you can't always
Oh yeah, I
win
know.
every second of every round, and in the end, he won the fight. But
It was that Michael Johnson fight when Johnson looked really good and then just got laid out in his back.
yeah,
Like 30 seconds left.
he's got a weird body of it, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's quite. I was going to say stocky, but would you even say stocky? It's just
You can't
weird.
really, yeah. It's just a funny shape. But, I mean, he's in shape. I don't mean to diss him. It'd be good to see him fight
body.
anyway.
Definitely.
If he brings it, then the fight's going to be really good. So
So, without dwelling too much longer on this card, we'll kind of run over in the last like 5 minutes or so. Gloss over some other stories that have been happening. So obviously one of the main talking points is like fight of pay at the moment. How do you feel about like the Masvidal, Jones, McGregor supposedly retiring, stepping away? What's your take on it all?
I kind of think if McGregor's still worried about pay, then sod him anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's set. He doesn't need any more money, obviously.
He did say that nothing excites him at the moment. That's why he stepped away. Like, but
Yeah.
there
I
seems
mean,
to be,
if we're
like,
connecting it to the fighter pay issue, then maybe it's not that way. But
yeah, it
if
can't
nothing
be actually.
excites him, then I mean, we've entertained the idea that he's actually coming back and he's fought against Cowboy, and is that it? Is that all we're going to see? Because apparently he wanted this to be a rematch, but he's obviously not getting it.
I mean, it seems like there's so many interesting fights for him. There's like Gaethje, Ferguson, even possibly. Khabib rematch is always there. Diaz, Masvidal, Usman even got spoken about.
He's obviously just talking crap.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't, whether if he's gone or not, I don't care anymore because I've had enough. But people like Bones are kind of, he's been a champion on and off for a long time, and he should be. He's a dickhead and he does stupid things, but in sporting terms alone, he's a big star for the UFC, and he should earn a fair amount of money for doing so. Masvidal, I'm not convinced about because he's never tore up the UFC in terms of ability or title challenges, and even now his 2-fight spin is Taylor's obviously a very good fighter, but in my opinion, Masvidal was losing the fight until then.
Yeah,
and then,
I agree.
Against Nate Diaz, who's at his best days maybe 15 years ago. That was an exaggeration, obviously.
Have you intentionally forgotten the Askren knockout?
I might have, I think I've probably cleaned that from my memory. But because I am a massive Ben Askren fan,
Yeah.
But again,
Didn't really show
I'm
as
not
much
saying
though.
it's not a fluke because it was planned. But it wasn't a massive performance or anything. It was a good game plan, worked out well for him. Askren was a bit stupid, and then that's the end of the fight.
I mean, Nate Diaz is without doubt the most impressive of his 3 wins. He was just amazing. He beat him from pillar to post for the whole 3 rounds that the fight was on. I was at that as well, actually. I was actually at that one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do, I do. It was a good performance, but it was a good performance against a fighter who's no longer at the top level.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he should even be in the title conversation, to be honest.
No, I don't understand why he thinks he's worth all that money.
Give him Colby, give him Edwards, one of these guys.
Edwards is legitimately in the conversation for a title shot.
Yeah, he sort of bullied RDA, didn't he?
Yeah, and he would have had it, wouldn't he, if it wasn't for the current situation?
Apparently he was offered it. Edwards did say he was offered it, but wasn't able to accept it due to reasons.
Well, yeah, it's obvious he can't, do a full camp, or he can't get out of the country very easily, all that kind of thing at the moment. So it's fine. He'll get it next time. He's probably next in line.
Definitely. I don't know. I think I can see the UFC getting Usman Burns out the way, and then try going back to sort of Masvidal talks. So he's sort of been left in limbo.
But I mean, I don't know about this stuff about how legally it works with, Masvidal's got a 7-fight contract, but he's already not happy with it.
I know, I'm not.
So I don't really understand how it's supposed to go, or how much he's expecting when you sign a contract. You kind of signed a contract, haven't you? So I don't really understand what was promised to him, or
it confuses me.
So I kind of think Bones has got a better case.
Definitely.
Than Masvidal has. So
with the Masvidal thing, he signed that contract before the biggest fight of his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, he should be absolutely unbelievably grateful about where he is right now, because he's not a top level fighter.
You'd think you'd have to assume that he was paid really handsomely for the Diaz fight, so
apparently they offered him that money again at the last second, admittedly, but they did end up offering him that money again, and before he turned it down. And obviously Burns will just take anything for any money, it seems.
I remember, before the Diaz fight, Masvidal had said, when people see the numbers, minds are going to blow. That was more or less the quote.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, no one's ever been paid this much for UFC before, almost. He's crazy.
Now he's moaning about it, not happy to take it, so I think the fame and stardom maybe got in his head a little bit.
Yeah, or also he was telling lies about what he was going to get last time, or he misunderstood how much he was going to get, or whatever. I don't know. Which
is also a possibility. But I understand you need to run, but quickly before you go, on the Jones thing, apparently he's asking for Wilder money, Deontay Wilder money, according to Dana White, which is going to be between $25 and $30 million. How do you feel about Bones demanding that?
I think that's ridiculous.
You did have John Jones saying I didn't even say a number, so who knows who's been honest here. But
I mean, if he said that much money, then he's unrealistic for a start.
Yeah,
I mean, Top Rank, and Matchroom and all of the others that put together those fights and Showtime, and I mean, they have infinitely more money than UFC does, or at least the amount that they can pay their fighters anyway. But even then, I just don't know. I don't think Wilder should be getting that much money. Never mind.
Well, it's always been the kind of boxing model that the top end fighters get paid a lot, while the bottom fighters earn significantly less. The UFC sort of try and spread costs a bit more evenly, but it makes the top end fighters look like they earn pretty.
Yeah, well, I don't
little.
know, because I think the bottom end fighters in the UFC get paid far too little for what
Yeah,
they do.
yes, definitely still that is the case, but
I don't think there's enough credit given for the fact that they have to train all the time to
definitely.
be at a level where they can fight in the UFC, and they should be getting paid for that time as well. And that's why one of the arguments when people were talking about whether women and men should be paid the same in tennis, because in the Grand Slams, because men play 5 sets and women only play 3, so they end up playing sometimes twice as much as the female champion does. But they train 24/7. Well, they don't. They train like a normal working week.
Yeah.
Equally, the women and the men train just as hard as each other for the whole year. So I mean, when you take it into consideration, they should not be only picking up $10,000 for basically half a year of their life as a pro.
Definitely, but to kind of cap off the topic, you reckon that Jones is the biggest case to make then Masvidal and Conor, basically?
Well, I think so. If Conor's moaning about money, he's not. As far as I know, he's not. I don't know.
I don't think he is, actually. I don't know why I grouped him in, but
so if he's moaning about money, then I don't really think.
I don't think he is,
because he's got to work his way up again. I think he's not. He is a big star, brings in a lot of interest, and maybe he should be getting paid more than he does for the UFC, but I don't know how much he gets paid. But Jones, I think if he is unhappy with what he's getting, and if he is still getting $500,000, he should be getting more probably.
Well, I think
it comes down more to, I suppose, the amount of revenue that the UFC make and then spend on fighter pay. So I think I saw something like the NFL teams altogether spend something like 40% of their revenue on pay for the players, but the UFC do something like 12 or 18%. I can't remember exactly.
Well,
of their profits or whatever. So
Jones said that he gets like $5 million a fight, and I think if he was to move up and fight Ngannou at heavyweight, he does need to be compensated for the risk that he's taking, but within reason, obviously. So
he's getting $5 million per fight.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can shut up then.
No, but do you think, like, obviously if that's what, it's a lot of money, but if that's what he's used to, he's taking a significantly greater risk. Like, if he earned that to fight Reyes, for example, he wouldn't actually want a bit more to fight someone like Ngannou.
This is true, but he's been so busy recently, it's kind of difficult to sympathise with someone who's getting paid $15 million for 3 fights in a year.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
But then at the same time, I mean, the amount shouldn't really matter, I guess, if he's the biggest draw and it's a super fight, if you want to call it that. I don't like the term, but I think it is a higher risk. But it's not like he'll lose his title to Ngannou, because he's not going to make 205, is he?
Oh no.
So it's kind of, you might lose, but it's a legacy thing. I don't think he's going to die because he gets knocked out by Ngannou.
He might.
No one else that Ngannou's knocked out has.
Yeah.
They won't.
Nah. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. I can't wait to put this all together and hear the debut of the theme song.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the theme song.
Yeah, but,
and also we had a cameo from Cauley, the Unreliable, as well. Which was interesting.
He had to depart due to technical difficulties, but I'm sure he sends his best regards.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure you watch all the YouTube videos that's going to be coming up and have been up for a while. I'm going to try and be more active on there, bringing back the podcast. So it's all systems go for Front Page MMA at the moment.
Yeah, fingers crossed we'll put out loads of good stuff and interesting arguments and debates and stuff. And we didn't get to argue about the champion and the challenger, who's got the more impetus, or whether they should be taking the belt or if they should be beating the challengers. So
I mean, not every time we record has to be a podcast. We can jump on and have like 15-minute debates through the week if need be. Yeah. So
maybe we'll save that for a future time, and because I'll win that one anyway. But
probably.
Well, people seem to be backing me over you anyway on that one.
Mine has more likes. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about that.
I mean, my original post is like 200 on it.
But what does?
The original post I made about blaming Izzy for that fight.
That doesn't count.
Does it not?
No.
That's the conversation starter.
Well, that doesn't count because it just doesn't count.
Oh, okay. That's
Well, we'll debate another day.
Yeah, right. So, thanks everyone for listening. Matt, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on again. Yeah, catch us all later.
Bye bye.